Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel again. Today I'm going to show you a very powerful tool. It is called WinDSurf. It is a AI assisting program development tool which I find on the internet, and it's very interesting because it can help you to build up a program very fast and to help you manage the different programming files very quickly. So you can just check the name. It's called WinSurf, and after downloading and installing everything, you're going to see this interface. I have already opened one of the folder as WinSurf tutorial because I just want to show you how quick it can build up some applications and to see if we can ship it right away. I try not to disrupt the recording, and if I say something stupid, I feel sorry for that, so please ignore. But I want to show you that non-stopping programming with this tool. So on the right hand side, you can choose the different models. My preferred is Cloud 3.5 Sonnet. Okay, so we can just start coding by asking questions. It will generate different files, compare different files, right? It's very fast. So I have an idea because I already downloaded OLLAMA. I have already pulled the Llama 3.2.1b model in my local environment. So I think it would be cool to build a chatbot with such model. So I can interact with a very interesting UI and so on. About shipping, I think my understanding at this moment is to compose it to a Docker environment so that it can adapt to different operating systems, can be deployed. Okay, I'm not reaching to the point of commercially viable programs because that would involve a more complex problem set, and I'm not a professional data programming engineer. So what I'm saying now is I'm using this tool to build a program very fast and let it to make the program working and ship it via Docker. Okay, this is just my roadmap I described to you. So without further ado, let's go on with it. So first of all, I'm going to ask it what I'm going to build. Okay, so I will say build a chatbot app with elegant UI design, connecting to local OLLAMA, allow user to choose model from OLLAMA. I'm just going to start as simply as this. Let's see how it goes. Click enter. As you can see here, it just describes what it is going to do and starts to creating files step by step. First we have requirements, then the app.py, and it is running. One thing I want to mention before this is that whenever you use a prompt to interact with this tool, you always need to remember that you are still talking to a language model. So if you find that in the following steps that you need to refine your prompt, you need to limit some behaviors of the program, you always need to think back to the prompt engineering. Okay, so one of the experience I had before showing you this is that I asked it to improve the UI of my program or improve some of the functionality of my program. At some point, it will change the program, change the code in a way that I do not want. So in some way, you need to check some details to make sure that it follows your instruction correctly. Okay, so it suggests me to install requirements. Okay, please do so. And at this moment, what I show is a simplified version, right? I have not created any virtual environment and so on, but of course you can add such instruction to do so. So you can see if it suggests you to run some commands right away in the environment. I think it's a environment of the program. You're going to see the outputs here on the right hand side, not in PowerShell. Okay. Now it suggests you to run this application. I think I'll just accept all. Okay, accept all the modifications, because accepting all the modification, we're going to see this app.py, readme, and also requirements, right? So here, usually I would suggest you to reject it here, because my preference is to run it on the left hand side. So for example, like here, click run. Let's see how it goes. Okay. Let me. I think it is running. Yeah. So always you have two choices, right? You can run it in your terminal, or you run it in the program environment. It's optional. For me, I prefer to run it in my PowerShell environment. And if I have any question, I can copy paste the error code to the right hand side to debug and to improve the code. But it is totally optional. You can choose either way. Now let's see. Okay, finally we are here. Okay, so we have these. Yeah, I think I need to do this one. Yeah, because Streamlit I did before. This is correct command. Let's try. Yeah, it's kind of slow. Well, while waiting. Okay, now it comes out. Let's see it. Okay, it is based on the Streamlit framework, and I can also see the available model is correct. Okay, and there are also some suggestions here about how to use the model, right? And we can type in our message here. I would say, what is LLM? Okay, click send. So it's running. AI is thinking. Let's hope it will give us response. Okay. So we have this error. Let's come back. Of course, this error, I think, is also shown in this environment. Let's come back. Okay, Control L. Okay, the environment kind of disappeared. So let's see if we can restart quickly. WinSurf. I think it's loading. So while it's loading, let's take a quick look at the code. Right. So first of all, if you utilize the Streamlit, it will follow the Streamlit design and documentation, I think. So you can see the Streamlit set page configuration, set markdown, everything looks good, and it handles the request to OLLAMA. Okay, all looks okay. But now the problem is that it cannot show the results correctly, right? So we just copy the error here, and no, I cannot directly start the chart because it will be a new one. The right way is to find the chat history referring the current application. Okay, so I'm going to click this workflow. Yeah, we're here. And I'm going to type in this error. It will think and will give you suggestions to modify the code. And you can see here, it will show you, I think whenever I check the modification, I will see the most important statistics shown here. How many insertions, how many deletions. This is quite important because sometimes if I already have a prototype of my program which is almost ready to ship, ready to deploy, and I ask it to further improve, you're going to see, for example, 100 deletion and only 2 insertion. You should be careful because usually that means that it unintentionally simplify your application or your code. Okay, I think unintentionally because it tries to improve the app based on your instruction, your prompt, but it also has some side effect. Okay, always pay attention to this. So as you can see here, I think the modification looks good because there's not much of the deletion. I think at least I can just to make it faster, I can just try, and I can also roll back. There's no problem because it only is 2 or 3 lines. This one I'm going to reject because I'm not going to run it. Okay, I'm going to string lit run app.py. Okay, let's try that. Good. Okay, let's close that one. Okay, what is LLM? Let's try again. AI is thinking. No, it's still this issue. Okay, I'm going to say unable to get answer. Check thoroughly and improve. Okay, every prompt you can customize as you wish, but the problem is you need to pinpoint to the problem because now, without looking into the detailed code, I just wanted to figure out a way to pinpoint the issue and then resolve it right away. So let's see if it can do it in, I don't know, 2 to 3 iterations. So the more complicated your program is, the more iteration you will need to do. Okay, because it is just like writing the code with GPT-01 or GPT-4o. Oftentimes, I find that when you program a very complicated design of the app, you will need a lot of time to carefully think of how to prompt the model to help you code. And of course, you need to do a lot of tests and debug. So here, let's accept the modification again, and let's try. Just going to close it, and let's run it again. It's a bit slow. Let's wait for a while. For this WinSurf tool, you can see that after each round of conversation, you can see it describes everything clearly. I think this is a very good point. Okay, so let's try it. Streamlit run app.py. Yeah, here we are. Let's try. What is area? Still no. Okay. So let's try again to see if the tool can help us with this. Let's see. It says line 144. Let's see the previous one. 5. I think the error is similar. Session state, user input. Now it's input. Let's see. Proper session state initialization. Okay, callback. Improve the input handling. Okay, let's accept. Okay. Sorry. We need to Streamlit run app.py. Okay, okay. We have extra data line 2 column 1 char 127. Not sure what did not work. Let's try. Yeah, one more thing is that when you develop the app, for example, now the model directly suggests me to use the package of Streamlit. In another case, it would suggest me to hard code the HTML structure to show the UI of talking with large language model. But if you already have something in mind, it's better to specify. Okay, like in this time, I do not specify. But if you already have some packages in mind, you have some tools in mind, it's better to specify. So I think the development process could speed up. Okay. Now let's try it again. Run app.py. Okay, here we are. What is large language model? Running. Okay, we have additional error. Not instantiated. Okay, let's see here. Okay, let's copy this one. Copy this code, this error message directly from PowerShell. Let's see if it can debug. Now we're in, I think, 4th or 5th round of iteration. I have not checked any of the code alongside with Streamlit documentation or some examples. Let's see here. It actually deletes more code than adding code. Let's try. Like here, I think add UI improvement. This is not 100% necessary, but if you do not want to see this, what you can do? When you prompt the system, you just add one line. It's like do not do extremely, or we can say do modification only if it is extremely necessary. So in that way, it will not touch anything that you did not specify in your prompt. Okay. So let's try again. Now we have the web page. What is LM? Okay. So there are some attributes not inside of the package. Let's try. I'm not sure. My feeling is that this modification will not change anything. Let's try again. Right, this is another way that I do not input the prompt in the PowerShell. I can just go here and refresh. Let's try it. Okay, I think it is working now, right? The reason I'm telling you this is that for my previous test, the Llama 3.2.1b model also gave me a similar response. It's called Llama, right? Only if I specify it to large language model. In this way, it will answer the question referring to large language model. Let's see it. Yeah, here we go. You have everything laid out. I think one good thing about Streamlit is that you do not need to spend a lot of time to think about the UI design, because the UI design is not so easy, right? You might understand what you want, how you want the textual result to lay out beautifully, but to actually make the layout organized, flexible, I mean, using tools like Streamlit could be extremely useful. Let's see if the coding will be rendered, right? Additional code generated by the large language model. Let's see. Code to display APL price plot. Okay, let's see. Okay, here we have the code. And you see, it directly render this part as code. So you can copy it. If you look at closely from here, from the starting of the code to the end of the code, is light gray. You need to look really carefully because the boundary is not very clear. Okay, and it will also mention you need to install the dependencies, right? So at this moment, I think we can say after 5 or 6 iterations, okay, 6 or 7 iterations, without interrupting the process, without manually inspect the code, we get a functionable local chatbot, okay, hosted locally. But of course, with OLLAMA, we need to install OLLAMA and pull the model first. You can try any model in your local environment, but the thing you need to consider is that, first of all, if you have the GPU resource or the compute resource locally to help you to host larger model, right? If a small model like 3.2.1b model, I think is okay. So in the future, you can also use this tool to further improve, right? For example, like if you want during the conversation, you can run the code just like ChatGPT, right? When you ask ChatGPT to perform a task, it could run the code, write the code, and then run the code, and then you are going to see the result. For this, you can also try with a tool to see if you can improve with Streamlit or other package, or just hard code everything from ground zero. I wish you like this video. I do not edit any of it, and if you want to follow every step, if you have any question, feel free to let me know. Okay, I do wish you can follow it step by step, try it by yourself, create something magical or different from my version. Okay, if you have any question, just leave a comment. Don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time. Bye bye.